And guys, in this next news story, it's coming from Birmingham ways, and a county lines drugs gang whose ringleader was nicknamed Escobar was snared by police after two members were brazenly photographed whilst holding wads of cash. The J line, which supplied cocaine and cannabis across Birmingham and Warwickshire, was originally run by Shakil Khan and Mohammed Azim. The pair sold the line to Shamraz Alam, who was well known as Escobar of Birmingham, presumably as a nod to the notorious drug lord over in South America and fellow dealer Amrez Alam. Complex police investigation throughout 2020 and 2021 saw officers examine thousands of phone messages to crack the gang's network and eventually swoop on several properties containing cash, drugs and firearms. Detectives discovered photos of Azim in a car posing with thousands of pounds of cash. Officers also discovered Shamraz's girlfriend Valentina Dobre was working with the gang to store and package the drugs before they were sold. Two of the gang's foot soldiers, Mudassir Hussain and Wakar Ali, were also identified. Police swooped on the gang who were living at various addresses in Birmingham while searching one of the properties. A list was found containing names of dozens of people and how much money they owed the dealers. Police seized a total of £200,000 in cash, which was stashed at the houses, including over £80,000 found at the address of Shamraz and Amrez Alam. The J-Line supplied nearly 400 customers, with people encouraged to pay directly into Azim's bank account via transfer. He claimed he had lent the account to a friend to use and said he knew nothing about the drugs cash. Police found a car outside Dobre's home in Edgbaston, which had a converted pellet gun, a starter pistol and 5 live rounds of ammunition stashed inside. Documents relating to Shamraz was also seized. Dobre told police she knew nothing about drug dealing but was unable to explain why she referred to Shamraz by the name Escobar. So majority of the group have been sentenced. You've got Shakil Khan, he was jailed for 10 years. Shamraz Alam got 17.5 years. Amrez Alam got 17.5 years. You got Azim, got 12 months suspended sentence. You got Mudassir Hussain, he got 4 years and 3 months. You've got Wakar Ali, was given 14 months suspended sentence. And Valentina Dobre, she's going to be sentenced at a later date. A spokesperson for West Midlands Police said it was a lengthy and complex investigation by our County Lines Task Force, who poured over hours of phone messages to uncover the network of drug dealing. Investigations like this form parts of our Operation Target, our ongoing commitment to tackle serious and organised crime in the West Midlands. With partners in the Midlands regions, we are keeping the pressure on those who harm communities through guns, drugs, child exploitation and modern-day slavery. A man who strangled his wife with a scarf in front of their children and threw her body into a river in a suitcase because she was with someone else has been jailed for 22 years. Aminan Rahman, who's 46, murdered his 24-year-old Summer Begum whilst on a video call with her lover, Shanin Mir. Ms. Begum's lifeless body could be seen in the video call at the flat in East London as Rahman shouted at Mr. Mir. He said, "Because of you, this has happened." Rahman then went on to cram her body into a suitcase in front of their 2-year-old son and 4-month-old daughter before chucking it into the River Lee. Ms. Begum's body was found 10 days later by a mudlarker after the suitcase washed up by the banks of the Thames. The boy had thought it was a game when his mother died and climbed underneath the blankets with her after she had been strangled. Rahman also took the boy with him when he went down to the River Lee near the flat and hurled the body into the water. The court went on to hear that the little boy is likely to be permanent psychological scars from witnessing his mother's murder. He has been slow to talk properly and sits staring out the window with a glazed expression. The youngster is terrified and tries to poke Doll's eyes out with sharp implements. So Rahman had left the children with relatives whilst he went on the run to Bournemouth. The judge, Mr. Justice Benathan, jailed Rahman for life with a minimum sentence of 22 years. He said the victim was a lively, attractive young woman and a devoted mother. She had dreamed of a new, different life with a man her own age, which dreamed you stopped on April the 29th last year when you deliberately killed her. He said within moments of strangling Ms. Begum, you folded her body into a suitcase and threw it into the river, hoping it would never ever be found. This was all done in the sight of her 2-year-old son. In a a victim impact statement on behalf of the victim's family, Miss Begum's brother said, "When Suman first came to the UK, she was a beautiful woman who enjoyed spending time with us, but this changed and she lost a lot of weight and became very withdrawn." We later learned through another family relative who lives in Bangladesh that Suman wanted to tell us about how Aminan was abusing her, but he threatened to kill her if she did. She added, "We have had to listen to Aminan telling the court how much he loved his children, but how can that be true when he attacked and killed their mum in front of them? He had deprived them of their childhood they should have had. They're going to have to grow up and learn if how he killed and dumped their mother's body in a river. We cannot begin to imagine the pain they're going to have to endure." He said, "People we do not know have been making horrible comments on social media about Summer at times. It felt like Summer was being blamed for her own death and that their actions meant she deserved it. The reason this happened is because Aminan is a selfish, horrible and jealous man who could not stand the fact his wife no longer wanted to be in a relationship with him." He said, "No matter where you are from or what culture you are from, a woman should never be killed by their husband or partner, and no child should have to lose a parent in this way." The court heard Miss Begum had moved to the UK in 2020 after marrying Rahman in an arranged marriage over the phone. Rahman denied murder and an assault on Miss Begum in the 6th of February 2023, where he left scratches on her neck, but he was unanimously convicted by an Old Bailey jury. He also admitted preventing an unlawful burial by disposing of a body, claiming he had accidentally strangled her and then panicked and then threw her body away in a river. Rahman is believed to have first come to the UK 20 years ago and worked as a chef at a restaurant, and his wife depended on him financially and he used this to make him do her bidding. Mr. Mia, the lover, was living in Abu Dhabi when he received a video call from Rahman, who was with Miss Begum, and Rahman tried to get the couple to refer to each other as mum and dad because he was insulted they had called him dad, an old man, due to his age. Mr. Mia told the court whilst he was crying, "Aminan was swearing at me and telling me to call her my mum. Summer was on the bed sitting close to her, and you could see in the video he was showing me Summer and telling to me, 'Summer, do not want you.' Summer then puts her hands on her head and then he brings the child closer and then puts his hand on the child's head and he was saying, 'Summer, I will kill everybody.' He was shouting, 'If you don't call Summer your mum now, I will kill her now.' She said, 'I called Summer my mum and I told him to leave her alone, don't do anything to her.' Summer wanted to run away and call the police. She did not call me dad, and that's when he grabbed her throat. She screamed and the video froze before the line cut out. Mr. Mia screen recorded the call, but the recording did not have any sound. Rahman sobbed as he told the court Mr. Mia had ordered his wife to attack the children and he killed by accident when he was trying to defend them. He said, "I put both my hands around her neck. She dropped to the floor. I was shocked. I was panicking. Then I picked up the phone and I called Mia back and said, 'Because of you, this has happened.'" Jury saw footage of the video called Mrs. Begum lying in the background with the son crying next to her. Rahman then put his wife's body into the suitcase and threw her in the river. He said, "I don't know what I was thinking. I was panicking so much. I don't know how and why I did it." Rahman said that he had thoughts about calling the police, but he did not know the address he was at, and he said, "I wouldn't be able to explain everything." Prosecutor Jocelyn Ledward, KC, said CCTV footage showed the defendant pulling a suitcase out the block of flats to the railings above the river, which was nearby, pushing the suitcase over the railings into the water below. Prosecutor said if not already dead by then, she would inevitably have drowned. Rahman told the jury he had previously seen Miss Begum hitting their 2-year-old son, leading to the earlier assault, that she had earlier threatened that she would drink bleach. Prosecutor said for some time up until her death, all had not been well within the marriage between Miss Begum and the defendant. Miss Begum then started a relationship with a man closer to her own age, and Mr. Mia said that they used to video call each other and they hoped in due course to be together. Someone was open about this relationship with Shannon Mia on a TikTok account. According to Mr. Mia, the defendant was not happy about the relationship either and threatened him a number of times. Miss Begum planned to leave Rahman to be with Mr. Mia and tried to get her husband to help her get Mr. Mia into the country. On the 6th of February, Miss Begum sent videos to her lover on WhatsApp showing scratches to her neck, and she said Rahman had come to kill her and had taken her breath away and almost killed me around my neck. On the 24th of April 2023, the couple and the children moved to London to stay in a flat with a relative. And after dumping his wife's body, Rahman left the flat just after midnight, pushing a buggy with both children inside. CCTV showed Rahman making his way to Brick Lane and trying to find a shop to enter. He was seen by an off-duty social worker and when questioned, said he was buying lollipops for the children. Thinking it was odd at 1 o'clock in the morning, the social worker called the police, ushering Rahman into a nearby shop when he remained until the police arrived. They returned to the flat, but police decided the children were safe with other family members present. Police had left. In the morning of the 30th of April, Rahman took a train to Bournemouth before coming back to London that evening. His landlady, who had been left with the children, called the police, who searched the flat and found Summer Begum's mobile phone. Rahman was arrested on the 2nd of May 2023 when told he's being arrested on suspicion of murdering his wife. Said, "She's not my wife, she's my friend." A post-mortem found a scarf tied tightly around Miss Begum's neck, and the pathologist concluded that the cause of death was consistent with the compression of the neck. The prosecutor said it's clear this young woman was no longer happy in her marriage. She was fairly open in a relationship with another man. She had expressed desire to leave the defendant, something about which neither nor her family were happy with, but whether he was motivated by rage, shame, or pure jealousy, or more complex mix of cultural expectations and emotions may not matter. The prosecution say that bearing in mind that rapid, determined, and callous response and what can be seen in the video at the time, he caused her death. He clearly intended to kill her, at least cause serious bodily harm, and therefore he is guilty of murder. And as I stated at the start, he's been jailed for at least 22 years. I just want to say rest in peace to the victim. But condolences go out to your family. It's your boy GT. Keep it locked, keep it real.